And with the second pick of the 2012 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Robert Griffin III. Well, there comes a time when you just have to let go. That's been the theme in Big D this week. Well, if you happened to stay up late last night, you quite possibly saw a potential preview of the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, I said it. The Bears appeared confused. I'm not sure when highlighter yellow became part of the official school colors. Well, can you believe it? We're now in day 93 of the NBA lockout and still nothing really accomplished. From Gucci to salsa, San Antonio knows how to name a bowl game. Facebook and Twitter are dead for a day. What do? You've just crossed the goal line. How do you celebrate? Yeah! With over 100 goals scored in just 2 years of varsity soccer, you gotta believe it's tough for Clarissa to keep track of them all. It's amazing how far Matthew has come. What now takes just a matter of seconds to get up and down these stairs took 15 minutes the very first time he came home with his new prosthetic leg. Well, outside of last night's beatdown of the top-ranked Kansas Jayhawks, the Baylor Bears appeared confused. I'm not sure when highlighter yellow became part of the official school colors. The new unis have been the talk of the tournament. Meanwhile, the Baylor women on hand for the men's final against Mizzou. More from Brittany Griner and the Lady Bears in a bit. Second half, Baylor down 10. Make it 8. Pierre Jackson going top shelf to Perry Jones III, 64-56 Missouri. But the Bears didn't quite have the answer for the Tigers, especially Kim English. Big from behind the arc tonight. Dude went 5 of 8 from three-point land and had a team-high 19 points as Mizzou wins it 90-75 and takes the Big 12 title. Controversy at the end of the ACC semifinal, but not as controversial as Roy Williams' jacket. Fashion police there. 14 seconds left. Tie game. North Carolina, NC State. Kendall Marshall pulls up with the jumper, but NC State thinks that should have been called the charge, but no foul called. Heels up 2. NC State had one last chance, but couldn't get a shot off. Carolina wins at 69-67. So who would be next for the Heels? Duke or Florida State? Duke trying to keep the party alive against Florida State. Second half. Austin Rivers, 1-2-3 the hard way. Blue Devils take a 2-point lead, but the kids from Tallahassee not going down without a fight. Michael Snare, give them 3. Seminoles up 1. Now with less than 20 to go, FSU up 60-59. Luke Lokes looking for 3. Instead gets 2. Foot on the line, but that really doesn't matter. Florida State wins it, advancing to their first ever ACC title game where they'll face North Carolina. Well, how about the ladies? The Baylor Lady Bears showing defending national champion Texas A&M how it's done. Taking the conference title 73-50. Brittany Griner with 11 points and 6 blocks. But today was all about Odyssey Sims with 26 to keep Baylor undefeated. All right, although Pop and the Spurs wouldn't say it, for years when the Clippers have come to town, it's always been somewhat of an expected win. Well, not on Friday. The Clips handed the Spurs their most lopsided home loss of the season, splurging for 120 points. Chris Paul, Mo Williams, where boom goes the dynamite from three-point land, combining for 69 points. Manu, well, not pleased with the Spurs D, but giving props to the Clips.
They had a great night.
As for the big question, when will Tony be back? Well, that's still up in the air, along with the update on his condition. Tony with the hurt wrist, aching calf, and a thigh bruise. So bad the Spurs ordered an MRI to make sure it wasn't torn. All in all, don't be surprised if Pop decides to sit Tony one more game. We'll know more after tomorrow's practice. As for some good news, the Spurs have today and tomorrow off to heal up before the 9-29 Washington Wizards come to town on Monday. But don't let that record fool you. The Wiz, winners of 2 of their last 3, including a W over the Lakers. Well, for all you Cowboys fans out there, would you still root for RG3 if he was a Washington Redskin? Well, get ready to put yourself to the test because the Skins and Rams have agreed to a huge blockbuster trade. All the Redskins had to do was give up 3 first-round draft picks and 1 second-round draft pick. No biggie, right? Well, this trade will go down as the biggest pre-draft trade in league history. In fact, in '83, the Broncos, they gave up less to get now Hall of Fame quarterback John Elway. But the quarterback talk doesn't end there in D.C. According to reports, the Skins are still saying that they're very much interested in Peyton Manning. And when we thought Cowboys tight end Martellus Bennett was done trying to end his attention-drawing antics, well, we were wrong. Marty B telling a website on Friday that he wants out of Big D and no longer wants to be in the shadow of the 7-time Pro Bowler Jason Witten. But oh, it gets better. According to Bennett, I want to be the #1 guy. I feel like I'm a 60 catch plus guy on a team, so I want to be in a system where I could do that. I haven't yet scratched the surface of my potential. Yeah, there's the violin, and I'm only getting better and better daily, even now, so I think the sky's the limit for me, and I just want to be in a good organization that believes in the things that I can do and what I bring and what I have to offer. That's a lot of talk coming from a guy that hasn't had a touchdown since his rookie season 3 years ago. Bennett officially becomes a free agent on Tuesday. To the links, Tiger Woods at the Cadillac Championships. Check him out at 9. He hit his first shot into the water, needing to put this one in the cup. And what does he do? Tiger pitches up and in for the incredible par. Wow. Woods is still 8 shots back heading into Sunday, but today he holds out for our play of the day. Tiger Woods, y'all. Oh, man. He still got it. From delivering pizzas to now delivering touchdowns, Texans defensive end J.J. Watt not only swung the momentum for the Texans today, but put them in the driver's seat for the franchise's first ever playoff win.
Oh man, that play by J.J. was probably one of the most tremendous plays I've seen in my time playing in the NFL. Not just this playoffs or this season all along.
He's been doing that consistently. I say consistently, like he does that at least a good one time a week. Where I think he did in practice either the last week or this week.
There's a lot of people who counted me out. There's a lot of people when I worked at Pizza Hut who told me, you'll never do anything for the Badgers. I don't even believe you'll ever play for the Badgers. People didn't believe me. And now today to do something like that in an NFL playoff game, it's truly special.
Well, now that we all know about JJ's pizza delivery days, I'm sure his teammates will probably make him responsible for a few pies next week, but I'm pretty sure he'll be able to cover it since he did give a shout out to Pizza Hut in the post-game press conference hinting endorsement. From Alliance Stadium in Houston, I'm Manny Diaz, News 4 WOAI. They're what we look forward to all year long, the rivalry games, which means tons of playmakers and talent. So who would unleash it tonight? First things first, Cornerstone hosting Hawkins. First quarter, Warriors up 7-0. Check out Alec Castro with a nice spin move and a gain of 6. That would lead to a Wolfpack field goal. Well, other than being freakishly tall, you guys have a talent?
Yeah, we got the burning.
No way. Back to the highlights. Buckle up for this one. Central Catholic and Antonian. Second quarter, Apaches up 15-14. And on 4th down, Chad Tatum only needs 2 for the first, but the Central D comes up with the stop, turnover on downs. First off, what's your name?
My name is Will.
And you say you have a talent.
Yes, I can make dolphin noises.
Let's hear it. Obviously, talent is not just on the field. From Antonian Stadium, I'm Manny Diaz. Back to Mr. Broadway himself, David Chancellor. There's just something about it. His movement, his power, his passion. And it's possible that 18-year-old Ivan Nahara could be a name for San Antonio to remember.
I want to become the next champion soon, be one of San Antonio's next champions.
He fights the way I know he can. He's going to be in contention. He is going to be a contender.
But believe it or not, it took more than wanting to be a world champ. They got Nahara in the ring.
I had a lot of anger in my life when my parents had divorced. And so the only way to get it out was by fighting, so I just decided to start boxing.
As for learning how to be a great fighter, it's been a process not only for Ivan.
Me and my dad started at the same time. He's been learning the same way. He's my coach, and we got into where we're at right now, and it's just me and my dad.
So with the family interest in boxing beginning to climb, it didn't take long for someone to notice young Nahara.
I was impressed at the age of 16 years old. He was hanging in there with an 18-year-old kid and was just a big prospect here. And I said, man, this kid doesn't go backwards, he fights, and that's where I was impressed.
For young fighters, it's always fun to compare their styles to the proven winners. As for Nahara, well, it's no different.
A punishing body shot, and now Cotto's looking to end it. He's down again.
I love to compare myself to Miguel Cotto. I love him. He's the best boxer ever.
Miguel Cotto, I'll tell you why. Miguel Cotto's a small guy. He went all the way from 130 pounds to 154, and he's a WBA world champion. So he's saying if he can do it, I can do it.
It's one thing to fight before the big crowds and under all the lights, but to do it under these lights right here is another. In fact, it can reach up to 115 degrees in this gym. Believe me, I know. Maybe that's why Ivan's ready for the big time.
People pay to see people fight, not run or quit. Ivan Nahara, you know, he doesn't go backwards. He's going to go forward, and he's going to stay right there. Either you're going to knock me out or I'm going to knock you out, but I'm going to give it everything I have because people pay money to see me fight as a professional.
At such a young age, Ivan Nahara has shown plenty of potential.
There's a combination that lands to the head well, and a right hand scores for Nahara.
And now at 2-0 as a professional fighter, there's a lot to look forward to from this 18-year-old, regardless if it's in or out of the ring. From TNT Boxing Gym, I'm Manny Diaz, News 4 WOAI.